Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's that time of the week again. We done it last week for the tie against... Who did we play again? Who did we actually play? Who was it? Iceland. Reykjavik. That was it, Reykjavik. It's that time of the week again. We done it last week. We previewed the Champions League qualifying matchup against Reykjavik of Iceland. We comfortably went through 6-0, but now a bigger challenge stands in our way as we take on the champions of Hungary, Ferencvárosi, tomorrow night at Celtic Park. I'm going to give my predictions, my preview, everything in between after the intro, as it usually goes. Right then, as I've already said in the intro to the video, Ferencvárosi tomorrow night at Celtic Park. Right, before we actually go any further with this video, I understand that throughout the video, I have probably pronounced the name of the team wrong. It's just dawned on me, it's Ferencvárosi, and I've been saying Savros. You can't write it, can you? Let me just get off my chest straight away before we go any further with the video. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from a side like Ferencvárosi. I have never seen them play. I don't know one of their players. I couldn't tell you a single thing about them. But at least I know my way around Celtic. Well, I try to claim I do. And that is going to be my sort of guide for the video today. There's not much I could talk about when it comes to the opposition. I can't pretend I know how they play. I can't pretend I know what to expect tomorrow night. For all I know, they could come here and play like Barcelona, or they could come and play like Jose Mourinho's Chelsea. There is so many different things that could just come into the equation tomorrow to change the output of this game. And everything, you know, from the first to the 90th minute. I don't know how much Ferencvárosi feel like they are capable of coming to Celtic Park and getting a result. On paper, yes, Celtic are the favourites. They should be the favourites. We are ultimately the better team. But it's definitely a side which I fear more than what I did Reykjavik last week. And probably one of the tougher ties we could have got heading into this round of the Champions League qualifiers. I hate this. You know, we should never be in the position where Celtic and Ferencvárosi, the champions of Scotland, the champions of Hungary, have to play in qualifiers for the Champions League. You know, we should be there. It's in the name, Champions League. But ultimately, money run business nowadays, and we have to get ourselves in through hard work, and that's exactly what we'll need to do tomorrow. Now, if I can tell you one thing about Ferencvárosi, is they will be fancying themselves. They might be the underdogs, but, you know, they're coming here with just a right to be confident as we do. And we've seen us struggle in the past in these ties, you know, facing the champions of our nations. These are the, you know, Budapest side, biggest team in Hungary. There is a lot of things here that they'll have the same mindset as us. You know, we sit here as Celtic fans talking about these games, quite entitled to thinking that we should be the favourites and we should be going through with ease. We should maybe be scoring 3, 4, 5 goals. I don't think that's the case, but on their side they were thinking the same thing. Maybe not the case of 3, 4, 5 goals. I think that's just a bit of arrogance from Celtic fans, that some of us do think like that. Not all of us. Some of us do. I wouldn't say myself. But there'll be definitely Ferencvárosi fans looking at this game and going, no reason we can't beat Celtic. What's so special about Scottish football? What's so special about them? Of course, we are the better team though. And we should be putting a marker down tomorrow night as to where we stand in European football at the moment. Ferencvárosi come into this game after their win against Swedish side, not even going to try and pronounce it, last week in the Europa League. And Celtic with their win, of course, 6 goals against the Reykjavik side. And what was a very entertaining match to be a Celtic fan. You know, watching that, it was great. It was, you know, very... I said it last week in the 3 things we learned. We're just so ambitious looking. We look very creative. We were just going out of the box to try and get our goals, and I like that, and I hope we see it tomorrow. But they came off an impressive win as well, a 2-0 win I believe it was in their match. So, you know, confidence is on both sides. Now, interestingly enough, we find ourselves in a very similar position, domestic-wise, to each other. Last season, we won the league, 33 games played. Or was it 32? 32 or 33 games played, 13 points clear. The league was called due to the current climate of the world. Same thing happened for Ferencvárosi. 33 games in, 13 points clear. League was called. They got their title. So domestically, we're looking at 2 teams who are, you know, perhaps far superior to the second place side. Which, you know, as I said, it brings confidence in both teams. There's no reason why they shouldn't be fancying themselves. I'm very happy though we've got the home advantage. It could be a very different match preview I could be giving here for tomorrow night's game if we were travelling over to Budapest tomorrow. Because that would, you know what we're like away from Europe, especially in these qualifiers. Somebody pointed out on my channel last week in the comments, perhaps it's maybe from the buff of Ryan 118 that we have just had bad luck in these qualifiers. Maybe I've cursed us or something like that, because somebody, I said, since I've started my channel, we had the drama with the Lincoln Red Imps, we had the drama with Astana, we struggled last season and we were knocked out by Cluj, all since I started my channel. But then again, Legia Warsaw did beat a 6-1 where I didn't have my channel. But tomorrow night it's all about one thing, and that's go out and play attacking football once more, and from the first whistle blown in the match, just get that intensity from the very first kick of the ball. The intensity that we showed last week to get forward and continuously press them, win the ball back, dominate the possession of the ball. That is what ultimately will win us the game. Of course, Dundee United is the last game to go off for us, and the performance, some people will say it was terrible, some people will say it was good. We were just, very, very unlucky not to score more. There was a very mixed opinion of that game at the weekend, but coming off the back of 2 wins in a row now after that break, confidence is surely on Celtic's side to go out here and do a job tomorrow. We know how to score goals, we know how to play attacking football, and we know how especially to do it at Celtic Park. I believe this game is a very big opportunity for Neil Lennon to finally go, you know what, I'm going to put the 3-5-2 out there, I'm going to make sure that we can get this working. But of course, we're still waiting on Albion Ajeti to come to full match fitness. Neil Lennon has spoke about that, he's not shied away from it. Even when he came on the park and scored the winner against Dundee United, Neil Lennon did say, look, yes, big confidence boost for the player, that's important, that is really good for him. But he's still got a long way to come until he is match sharp to, playing 90 minutes. We're not going to see Ajeti start this game, which probably means we won't go for the 3-5-2. But I'll tell you what, I would not mind seeing Patrick Klimala start up top with Odsonne Edouard tomorrow night. Now, I think it's just me getting a bit ambitious. I think I'm a bit optimistic that the 3-5-2 will be played ultimately. I think Lennon's still going to stick to this 4-2-3-1 system until we do have a fit Albion Ajeti, until we do have a new centre-half in, until there is more depth on that bench that we can turn to when we need to change things up. Then I believe Neil Lennon will turn around and go, right, we'll revert back to that system we had last year. We're forgetting we lost a good few players in the summer. We lost the likes of Jozo Siminovic, who could play at centre-half. We lost Johnny Hayes, who was a very versatile player. There's players that just might have not been big names and players that we thought qualities there, but certainly added depth to that team we have. But no doubt in my mind tomorrow, if we just go from the first whistle and give it right to them, get an early goal, we can really shake their confidence and take the game to them and get a comfortable win. And I don't want to sit here and be an arrogant Celtic fan that thinks, as I said at the start of the video, we're entitled to win this game because we're Celtic, because we're apparently better than them. No, very much big amount of respect for Ferencvárosi coming over here. They're going to be a team that's difficult to break down, I imagine. I think last week, there's so little we can take from that because Reykjavik were in such different circumstances from what Ferencvárosi are. Number one, that team couldn't train properly. Reykjavik were in no contact training and all the rest of it. Ferencvárosi never have started their domestic campaign, seem to be going fine. There's fans in stadiums over in Hungary. Very different to the Icelandic side, plus there is just such a big gulf in quality between the two sides as well. If Ferencvárosi were to play Reykjavik last week, I reckon they would have won 4-5-0 or something too. So there is a very big difference in the two sides we're facing here. Just for a little more context, by the way, Ferencvárosi have only played one domestic game this season and it was a draw. So, you know what? I'll take that. That's a little bit of a confidence shake for them. A little bit of a boost for us. But play those long balls tomorrow. Get Christopher Julian doing what he done last week. Be ambitious with this. Get Mohamed El Yunusi on the end of crosses. Dirty footwork. Same with Edouard. Get the ball out wide. Create as many chances as possible. Just, get a little bit more entertaining with it. Let's not go for the side-to-side back passes and all the rest of it. Not the style we'd see Brendan Rodgers try to implement in Europe. Let's do what we done last week. And with that, I don't see why we don't win. If I was to give a quick starting 11 prediction, it's an interesting one. Will Ncham start 2 games in the bounce? Will we see Ncham start again as he started at Tannadice at the weekend? For some reason, I don't think so. I think we might start him against Motherwell though at the weekend. We'll talk about that in that match preview, but I think he might return to the bench for this game. To many a fan's displeasure, a big question over whether Ryan Christie should start this game under the abuse he's came under from the last game. But Forrest will probably come back into the team because Christie just didn't look natural on that right hand side at Tannadice at the weekend there. So I think Forrest will come back in. He's got something to prove. Look, Forrest needs to wake up understand that because he's been dropped at the weekend, that will happen continuously throughout the season if he just underperforms, he's not there. This is a big chance for him to step up, get a goal, whatever, and show to Neil Lennon, and show to the Celtic fans that we could trust him throughout the entire season. We're talking about maybe signing that boy from Atletico Madrid we spoke about. We're talking about other players as well, perhaps coming in. People still want to see Paddy Roberts. Like, if I was James Forrest, I'd be kicking myself up the backside and saying tomorrow night, I'm going to go out there and score 2-3 goals. It's obviously not as easy as that, but you know what I mean. Use this as a wake-up call. For me, the starting 11 will go Vasilis Barkas in goals. Frimpong, I think, will return on the right-hand side with the back, or the centre-half partnership of, I think it will be Ayer and Julian. I think Ayer will come back in. Of course, the last couple of games he's not started, and we've seen Nir Biton come in, and Nir Biton has done a terrific job, a solid player, and I wouldn't mind if he starts tomorrow, but I do think Ayer will return back in, despite interest from some are saying Liverpool as well. Madness. Left hand side, I think Greg Taylor will be there. I think it will be Brown and McGregor, as I said, and Cham to return to the bench. Christie, I think, will move forward into the attacking midfielder role again with Forrest and El Yunusi out wide and Eduardo up top. And Ayete will once again probably make an appearance from the bench. Hopefully grabs himself another goal and keeps that confidence going. For the score prediction, well, as I said, we've got to respect the opponents tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. It's not a walk in the park. The Hungarian champions, after all. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 Celtic win. I don't think it'll be near 6. And if we keep the intensity and such up, we probably can score more than 2. But I've got faith in the defence and Barkas to keep a clean sheet. But Ferencvárosi will probably take it a little more tighter. And they'll probably keep it more dense at the back. More dense at the back? That doesn't make sense. More compact at the back. I think we might see those little bits of frustration from the team that we've seen against Kilmarnock, we've seen against Dundee United. Because once again, as I said about Dundee United, if Ferencvárosi have been watching anything from the last couple of games domestically, they will know what Celtic don't like. And that is what we've been forced into doing for the last 2 league games. So if they've been doing their homework, they'll know what to do defensively. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I know it's not as in-depth a match preview as normal. There's no way of me seeing any Hungarian football. Let's be quite honest. I'm not going to sit here and be one of those YouTubers that pretends I know what we're coming up against, because I would be lying. I don't want to fill you with false information. No, that's not nice. Anyway, like and subscribe. See y'all next time.